I was meditating to that. That was good.
was lovely. I felt like I was in some very weird sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a little weird, man. That was a little weird.
Thanks, Restream.
Yeah, I know. Okay, and then you notice I had to move us back because you're always on this side and I'm always on this side. You have
Mm.
your side of the video, I have my side of the video.
Oh, wait. Mm.
And now we have background music. Yeah, yeah, it's a little funky. Little funky. Yeah. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? What? Yeah. Well, welcome to another live episode of So You Wanna Lead a Party. Uh, gonna let you all know in advance, Nate and I are gonna take a break for a little bit because we've got to redo some stuff. Uh, yeah, life got a little bit different. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I woke up this morning, I was ready to go to work, and I go outside, and there are two City of Chicago trucks outside of my apartment. Not police, just, City of Chicago workers. Apparently, they cut down the big, beautiful tree in front of my window. The tree is gone.
Yeah.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. This tree,
Ah.
I loved this tree because I could sit in my living room and look out the window and see all this lovely bit of green. And now it's all gone.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, okay, in the city's defense, though, it was a hefty tree. It was doing a serious gangster lean over the entire street. So
Mm.
if it had gotten, sick, or if there had been like a huge storm, it could have potentially have taken out a building or part of a building and a few cars. And then, okay, get this. There is a tree down our block that is over 3 stories tall. It's like about 5 stories, this tree. Yeah.
We had that crazy storm that blew through last summer. You remember that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do remember that
Um.
because everyone was trying to understand the difference, which Nate used to explain this all the time and still does. The difference
Yep.
between a tornado and I can't remember the other name.
Derecho. It's derecho, maybe.
Yeah,
Um.
but this was called something else. But basically,
Derecho.
okay,
Um. The tornado is a violently rotating column of air,
right.
um, typically produced by a storm, typically from 65 to more than 300 miles per hour in rare cases. Whereas a derecho is basically just like a wall of wind.
Right.
Uh, now, we did get, in my particular neighborhood, we did get a tornado touchdown.
Okay.
Uh, so you can have one and the other.
Oh yeah, that's what
However,
it was. That's what it was. People were like, tornadoes can't go into cities, and it's like that's not how it works. It's
nah,
more
man.
difficult, but it's still possible. That's what it
Well,
was.
think about where the cities are too,
I
right?
know.
Like there were tornadoes before those cities were built.
Yeah.
Like there were. Think about Oklahoma City. It's got city right there in the name, and it gets tornadoes all the damn time, right?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Oh my gosh.
So
Okay.
like,
So over the summer, this little girl that I was working with, she was learning in school about tornadoes. And because of the exhibit at the Museum of Science and Industry, she honestly and truly believes, now again, she is a child. She is a child. I am not making fun of a child's imagination here. She honestly and truly believes that you can stop a tornado by walking into it because at the exhibit, wait, you stop shaking your head because at the exhibit, what she thought she was seeing was a tornado. It's actually not a tornado. It's
It's a
what is it
vortex.
called? Yes, it's vortex. It's a vortex, which is just basically vortex is the heading, tornado and hurricanes are underneath that. But she thought that because of that vortex, that body could stop a tornado. And her father and I spent, I kid you not, Nate, 30 minutes trying to explain to this kid, do not run out into a tornado.
No. Do not attempt to go around them in the opposite direction in an effort to slow them down or stop them. Do not stand directly within them. Uh, Instead, seek shelter, go
Yes.
underground or into a room without any windows, and don't come out until you know it's safe. Children, like,
Yes. Oh my gosh. I felt so bad because she was like, I know this is true, and I was like, oh sweetie, oh my
no,
gosh.
baby,
But
no.
but it took us forever to try and figure out because she was like, my dad told me I could do that. And then her dad was like, I said no such thing. She she tried to throw her father under the bus.
Hmm.
Which
Sounds like
which
it.
in time for Father's Day, throw your father under the bus. Yeah, throw your father under the bus. That's how you show your parents that you love them. You throw them under the
Hmm.
bus. Yeah. So this week I'm gonna turn this music off.
Okay.
Today, actually, we are going to make a live build of Alan Turing, which is one of my favorite scientists, mathematicians, actually. Sorry,
Hmm.
mathematician. Uh, Now, I know he did not do this alone. I know that he did not do this in a vacuum. He was a part of a team that solved the Enigma machine. And if you are a fan of Benedict Cumberbatch, you know all about Alan Turing. Because if there's one thing that Benedict Cumberbatch is that he can play a hell of a character and make you things for this character. But Alan Turing is one of those individuals who I wonder about, and I actually want to do a TED talk on this one day. Wonder if he had been, if, okay, so essentially Alan Turing, what spelled doom and gloom for him was that he was gay. And it was illegal in England to engage in carnal knowledge with someone of the same sex, uh, same gender. And Alan Turing was arrested for being found in flagrante or being accused of being in flagrante with another man. And he lost his security clearance, he lost everything, he lost his job. Nobody wanted to hire him. He now had a criminal record. And so he killed himself. Now, the story is that he did this by poisoning an apple. And so when you see on Apple Electronics the apple with a bite out of it, that is actually in honor of Alan Turing. If that is true or not, don't know because unfortunately was discovered it was by the police, and because of his record they didn't really too much care about
Hmm.
how he passed. So it wasn't investigated like you would want something like that to be investigated. But the other cool thing about Alan Turing, besides just the Enigma machine and the world's first computer, as we know it, he also wrote this paper about the chemical basis of morphogenesis. So essentially, what he described in this, and it's so super cool, and it has never stopped me from looking at my hand. essentially, what this paper explains is the stripes that you see on animals. And it breaks down how our fingers on our hands are essentially stripes. Okay, you are about to watch me geek out so hard.
Please.
Okay, here we go. So, if you've ever looked at a sonogram of a fetus, you'll notice that you'll see like the arm and then like a nub at the end of that arm. What is essentially happening is that there are chemical processes going through telling the hand, okay, stop here. Now, continue to grow here, stop here, continue to grow here, stop here, grow, stop, grow, stop, grow. So essentially, our fingers are stripes, essentially. Now,
Mm.
here's the other cool thing that again, I kind of geek out on is that you have the chemical processes saying yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. Or one, zero,
Binary.
one, zero, one, zero, one, zero, one, zero. So he was able to break down a process, a life process, into a mathematical equation because you can, in a way, break down something in a mathematical equation. Now, it doesn't mean that it always holds true, but it was something fascinating. And the reason why I get so geeked out about him is because I wonder if England had not had a law against homosexuality, if England and other countries, because at that time, there was before World War II was the first known transgender operation, and when the Nazis came in, they destroyed all that information and all that work uh, that was conducted. I wonder if we had accepted people, if we had shown art from different. I'm just wondering if things had just been just a little bit different. Would he have lived beyond, and then also what could he have created, because to
And
break
yeah,
down life into a math, oh,
yeah.
it's so geeky.
This is really that really shows like he was he was 42.
Yeah.
He was 42. Uh, I'm 36, and like I have not accomplished a fraction of what he had accomplished by my
But
age.
you've accomplished a lot. But you've accomplished a
Um,
lot.
well,
You do
sure,
a lot.
in different
You do
ways.
a lot.
Everybody, it depends on how you measure success,
Yeah.
right? Um, but that's what these. That's an example of how these sorts of short-sighted and mean and uh, just a massive squandering of potential.
Oh yeah.
Like these are human beings, right? Like,
Yeah.
and it's really, yeah, it's really sad. Anyway,
It really is.
um,
He. Oh my gosh, just amazing what he was able to accomplish and do. You know, he was math's Donald Glover, essentially.
mhm.
Yeah, just highly impressive. Now again, he did not do a lot of this stuff in a vacuum. He did not do a lot of it alone. He was basing this on other information. But I just
Yeah,
wonder, I just wonder if like someone had paid attention to Germany and been like, what are they doing over there? That seems a little weird. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And then also World War Two, well, World War One history. Apparently, Hitler was a soldier in World War One, and an American soldier had seen him walking alone on a battlefield and did not shoot him, because that's not what you do. If you see a lone soldier, you don't just shoot that soldier, because that's not that's not right. That's not humane. But people do ask the question, what if he had just shot Hitler? But again, Hitler didn't do what he did in a vacuum either.
Ding ding.
Right. So,
You
oh
had
my gosh.
Goering, you had Heydrich, you had Spear, you had all those friggin' assholes.
Right. And
Uh,
you also had a lot of people, a lot of other countries basically shoving you into poverty and telling you, well, you can't do anything, but you owe us $50 billion, so give us
mm-hmm.
our money. Well, we have nothing to give you. Well, figure it out. So yeah, it's a lot of people, well, a lot of politicians, a lot of heads of state are, yeah. So anyway, this
Yeah,
geeked me out a lot that we're doing Alan Turing because math, World War II history, and D&D. Um,
word.
it's a Ragan trifecta.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. All
So
right,
what we looking at?
all right. Here we go. So let's build this and Alan Turing.
Cool.
I'm excited.
You have any initial thoughts?
I don't have any thoughts.
Okay. Intelligence seems like a given.
Oh, definitely.
Um, so perhaps an elf or or a
Yes.
tiefling that or something or a gnome, something that offers a bonus to intelligence.
Okay, so it has to have intelligence, but everybody loves elves. People are afraid of tieflings,
Hmm.
which kind of goes with, people he had to hide himself from the rest of the world, but also gnomes hide themselves from the rest of the
Yeah.
world. So, yeah, gnome works.
Gnome.
Okay, so looking at that, we've got deep forest and rock.
Forest, I know for sure, offers a bonus to intelligence. I think they're
Yeah,
plus
+2.
2 dex, plus 2 int. Okay. So
So
that's an
for
option.
deep is +2 intelligence and cunning. Rock is +2 and also gnome cunning. So either one of those would work.
Okay.
I'll make him a forest gnome.
Okay.
Yeah. You have a natural
Sounds
knack
good.
for illusion and inherent quickness and stealth.
Hey.
They're
Because
rare and
yeah.
secretive. They
And because
gather
he
in
had
little
to be, because of
communities.
who he was, right?
Yeah, works. All right.
So int is artificer or wizard. I'm going to say possibly wizard. Just me. Just because
Okay,
artificer
so
is so much work.
it is a lot of work, but also at the same time, he did build, as part of a team, the world's first computer.
Yes. There's also a class apparently called the Clockwork Soul Sorcerer, but
Yes, that's actually what I made. Um, that's what I made. Elizabeth Warren.
okay.
I made
Hmm.
her a clockwork sorcerer.
Cool. I just like the idea of a character who's like spinning gears appear in your irises. Like that's just cool to me. Um, so okay, artificer or wizard, and you're leaning artificer. It sounds like.
I know, artificer is rough. I know they're rough, but master of invention, ingenuity, extraordinary capabilities.
I trust your instincts. Let's do it.
You shouldn't trust my instincts, but let's do it. Let's do it.
Now he wasn't very old when he died.
It doesn't matter. He's a genius.
So hmm?
He's a genius.
He's just a genius. Yeah, like
He's a genius.
um,
In his short period of time on this spinning blue green marble we call home, he brought us so much. He brought us
hmm
the fingertips. You will never look at your fingertips the same. One, zero, one, zero, one, zero, one, zero, one.
What say you to his level?
Well, because he's one of my favorite historical people, I'm all about the 20, baby. But,
Okay,
but, this
but
artificer,
yeah,
a level 20 artificer is going to take all night long.
yep.
So maybe, let's see here. Okay, let's see. I just want to see what happens. Because I think if we get him to maybe level 8, because we can choose his specialist and
hmm
also do some ability score improvements. So let's get him to level 8 and then just go from there.
Cool.
I'll keep tinkering with him on my own, but yeah, let's just get him to level 8.
Okay.
So
Um,
many spells.
yeah.
Okay, confirm. Okay, so do we now want to go into his background and play with his background before we hit his proficiencies?
Sure.
Okay, all right, let's play with his background a little bit.
He was born. His father was apparently with the Indian Civil Service
Yep.
in. Yeah. He was the son of a clergyman, the Reverend John Robert Turing. That was Alan's grandfather. So he was apparently descended from Scottish nobility, from a Scottish family of merchants that had been based in the Netherlands and included a baronet.
Ooh,
So,
the Baroness.
you
You
know,
know the Baroness did it. She did it.
uh, what
What?
background works for a wizard or an artificer rather? Sage,
Uh, yeah.
um, cloistered scholar, um, look at the thing. Good backgrounds for artificer could probably be either of those, frankly. Like a sage is a big nerd, and he was a big nerd. Uh, um, cloistered scholar, also a big nerd. Um, let's see what each of them give me. Quiet,
Oh, I thought you were talking to me for a
dog.
second. I was like, what did I do?
Like hush. Uh, um, so elemental adept, lucky. I wouldn't call him lucky,
No,
unfortunately.
he was not lucky. Oh, that
No.
poor man.
Uh, yeah, I mean, skill expert, maybe?
Okay, let's see. So I could do cloistered scholar, uh, bu- 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 sage, And we can also do noble.
Noble. Noble is, I think, primarily like charisma-based skills.
Okay.
He doesn't strike me as terribly charismatic.
No, he's not. Or at
Hmm.
least I don't think he is.
Not in the way we would think.
Uh, yeah, cloistered scholar seems like a good fit.
That's like Arcana and religion, I think, or history.
Let's see.
Arcana and history.
Uh, history, and then you get to choose one other skill.
Oh, okay. So like perception or something.
Right. Sage
Cool.
is straight up arcana and history.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Okay.
So sage.
Yes.
Okay. And then we get to choose two languages. I always go draconic and orc.
And orc. Okay.
Always, because that seems to be the baddies that we always hit. Alright.
Suggested
Suggested
characteristics.
characteristics.
I can't see too well.
As a D&D character, he would have read a book in the world's greatest libraries.
Sure.
I'm
Yeah,
used to
let's
helping
go.
out those who aren't as smart as I am and patiently can explain anything and everything to others.
Oh, I am horribly, horribly awkward in social situations.
Yep, there's nothing I like more than a good mystery.
Hmm, that's
Yep.
enticing.
So he was awkward in social situations. I am convinced that people are always trying to steal my secrets.
Oh, as he was in the business of stealing secrets.
Yes! Yes! Bingo, bango, bongo.
Excellent.
Knowledge, the path to power and self improvement is through knowledge. Beauty, what is beautiful points us beyond itself towards what is true. Logic, emotions must not cloud our logical thinking. No limits, nothing should fetter the infinite possibility inherent in all existence. Power, knowledge is the path to power and domination. Self improvement, the goal of life of study is the betterment of oneself.
I feel like logic, emotions must not cloud our logical thinking.
Yep, think logically here. Uh, Bonds, it is my duty to protect my students. I have an ancient text that holds terrible secrets that must not fall into the wrong hands. Bingo, bango, bongo. I work to preserve a library, university, scriptorium, or monastery. My life's work is a series of tomes related to a specific field of lore. I've been searching my whole life for the answer to a certain question. I sold my soul for knowledge.
Whew. So it sounds like you're thinking I have an ancient text that holds terrible secrets.
That must not fall into the wrong hands. That works on so many levels.
Hmm.
That works for his secrets about his life. That works for must not let the Germans know that they're working on the Enigma machine. So they had to allow the Germans to sink Allied ships because they did not want the Germans to suspect what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So they kept they didn't stop some disasters that they could have stopped. The other thing is too, there was a standing order that soldiers were to continue to grab Enigma machines. So again, the Germans would not figure out that they had the Enigma machine. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
that one just seems to go for
There
several
were
reasons.
15 seizures of Enigma materials during the war,
Yep.
all but two by the British, something like that.
Okay. Flaws. I am easily distracted by the promise of information. Most people scream and run when they see a demon. I stop and take notes on its anatomy. Unlocking an ancient mystery is worth the price of a civilization. I overlook obvious solutions in favor of complicated ones. I speak without really thinking through my words, invariably insulting others. I can't keep a secret to save my life or anyone else's.
I mean, that's rough. That last one's rough. Like, hmm.
I
uh,
mean, he kept
number
some good
5.
secrets. Number five,
Sure,
I
I
speak
speak without.
without really,
It's
yeah,
just going off of Cumberbatch's portrayal.
yes,
Like
because,
he's too smart.
yeah, because we're going to base everything that we do for Alan Turing on Benedict Cumberbatch. So, Alan Turing character is actually going to be Benedict Cumberbatch portraying Alan Turing. That's how we're going to do
Just
our
how
history.
history should go.
That is exactly how history should go. All right. So proficiencies. Now that we're back, we could choose the skills. So Arcana and history, because that's part of being a sage.
Well, we get
We
that
could get.
from we actually get those from the background already. So we can pick
Oh,
different
so.
skills.
Oh, okay. So I can choose new ones.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, all right. Investigation
That's in base. It's a good one.
and
Uh,
perception,
perception. Yeah.
because he wasn't in medicine, he wasn't in nature, and sleight of hand doesn't make any sense.
Mm-mm.
All right, and then the
Other.
last thing is that we can choose his tools.
Hmm. Are they like Tinker's tools or?
So,
It's weird.
uh,
When you share your screen, I can't see the
I
options.
know. So I'll read it to you. I don't know why it does this. Alchemists, brewers, calligraphers, carpenters, cartographers, cobbler, cook, glass blower, jewelers, leather works, masons, painters, potters, smiths, weavers, and wood carvers.
Smith's tools can be used probably to build mechanical things
Yeah,
in conjunction with the Tinker's tools, right?
yeah. Let
Cool.
me see here. I think he already gets
He gets Tinker's tools,
and
thieves
thieves'
tools.
tools. Yep.
Cool.
All right. Artificer infusions. Ah, crap. I forgot about this one.
All these, yep.
Oh my gosh. Why didn't you tell me this, Nate?
I said it, god damn it. I said it.
Nate, I so blame you for this. I
I
totally
told
forgot
you.
about this. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't tell me. You didn't
I
tell me this.
said you're gaslighting me now.
You did not say anything. All right.
Hmm.
If anyone heard Nate say that this was going to be a difficult build, speak now or forever hold your peace.
But dropping that in the chat.
Okay, you
Ugh.
didn't say it, so it didn't happen because nobody spoke. Ha ha. So,
I have been gaslit.
all right. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so much. Um.
I wasn't here for that part.
Okay. So I'm gonna choose homunculus servant.
Okay.
All right, because yeah, he would definitely have a kind of robotish servant. Um, enhance arcane focus.
Better spellcasting focus, I think, right?
Yeah. Um,
Cool.
and then I also think enhance defense because he was about the defense.
Sure.
Okay. Let's see. Next, replicate magic item.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. choose which magical item for him to replicate.
Um.
There's like 50 million of them.
Yep.
He doesn't need armor of gleaming, and he doesn't need cast-off armor.
Hmm.
Boots of false tracks. That's a good one. Clockwork amulet.
Oh, geez. Bag of holding. Is bag of holding
Yeah, we do have
an
bag of
option?
holding.
Cool.
You want bag of holding?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I love the bag of holding.
Okay, then we shall have bag of holding. Bag of holding? Yes, thank you. All right, you
Bag of
knew
holding.
exactly what I wanted for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
So we can replicate another magic item, or he can have boots of the winding path. Oh, mind sharpener. He would have mind sharpener.
Mind sharpener.
What am I
Yes.
thinking? Yes, he would totally have that. And last but not least, resistant armor. Okay, so your choices are armor of magical strength, boots of the winding path, enhanced weapon, radiant weapon, repeating shot, replicate magic item, repulsion shield, resistant armor, returning weapon, spell refueling ring.
Spell refueling ring. More spell slots.
Alright, spell refueling ring. There we go. Bingo, bango, bongo. And okay, so Flood, I know that you weren't there for it, but you also have had to deal with me a couple of times on Zoom. So odds are, if Nate said that he said something, he's probably telling the truth
Mm-hmm.
95% of the time. Yeah. So, yeah. No, I'm only going up to 95. You're lucky I went into the 90s. Do I have to call your partner, Nate?
I said it was gonna be a lot of fucking work.
Hey. Language.
Excuse me.
Okay, artificer specialist.
Yeah, what is he?
Okay, so we could be an alchemist, armorer, artillerist, or battlesmith.
A battlesmith gets you like a cool magic robot pet.
Okay,
An
but he
armorer
already has
gets
the robot pet, doesn't he? With the homunculus servant.
sure, but I'm not sure if there are like time limits on the homunculus servants.
Oh, I think there are. I think there is. There's something with that servant.
It's a tiny
Let me get
familiar,
the books.
basically.
Let me get the book. The book that cost $1 million.
Mm. The homunculus can also, this is more useful than I was thinking. If
Oh yeah, they're very useful. And they're
um,
kind of cute.
just like tiny Rubit.
Yeah, they're so cute.
Okay, we'll do with tiny Rubit.
Okay, so if we choose an alchemist is an expert at combining regents to produce mystical effects. Alchemists use their creations to give life and to leech it away. The next one is uh, armorer. An artificer who specializes as an armorer modifies armor to function almost like a second skin. The armor is enhanced to hone the artificer's magic, unleash potent attacks, and generate a formidable defense. They
Hmm.
basically become one with their armor. Ooh. Okay. The artillerist is the one that gets the Eldritch cannon.
Yep.
I love that Eldritch cannon.
You like the Eldritch Cannon?
I love the Eldritch Cannon, but it may not apply to Alan Turing.
Sure.
But they're the ones who are able to hurl energies, projectiles, and explosions on a battlefield. And last but not least, the battlesmith. Armies require protection, and someone has to put things back together if defenses fail. A combination of protector and medic, a battlesmith is an expert at defending others and repairing both material and personnel.
Hmm.
They are accompanied by a steel defender, a protective companion of their own creation. Many soldiers tell stories of nearly dying before being saved by a battlesmith and a steel defender.
Is it possible that our Alan Turing, in an effort to perform his famous Turing test, built a little
Oh,
thing?
I forgot about the Turing test.
For the
Oh,
uninitiated, it's a super cool thing that Alan Turing came up with about a way to, essentially a thought experiment that he theorized could be used to tell how effective an artificial intelligence was. So if you
yes.
look up by how difficult it would be to distinguish it from a human. Uh,
So
so
watch the movie Ex Machina,
yes,
or you can also, I don't know if anybody remembers the Sherlock TV show that was on CBS, where Watson was a woman with, what is her name?
Johnny Lee Miller and Lucy Liu.
Yes, Lucy Liu and Johnny Lee Miller. There was an episode where he tried to perform a Turing test with a robot. He was hired for that. But oh wait, or play Fallout 4. Yeah, or play Fallout 4, as Flood says. So, uh, the other reason why I wanted us to do Alan Turing is because every other Saturday I go visit my mom, and she was telling me that the Children's Museum now has this sculpture that moves to teach children about simple machines. So it's got a wheel, it's got a hammer, things like that. And so the museum is having a contest for children to name the sculpture. And I tried to make a joke about how it's a good thing it's not for adults, because I would try to make some pun about Ex Machina, and that led to a 1 hour conversation explaining Oscar Isaac, BB 8, Alan Turing, the chemical basis of morphogenesis, the Turing test, and there was one other thing. Something else. But yeah, yeah. So that's why Alan Turing came into my head. Who keeps.
Cool.
Yeah, my phone is like, shush phone. But yes, okay. So, yeah, battle armor. That seems like, because battlesmith, because he
Battlesmith.
was
Yeah.
building, right, because they're building that computer for protection. They were the people that you call in when those defenses are starting to fail. This is what groups like his were all about. It was building better defenses. So battlesmith seems more appropriate for him. He's definitely not an artillerist. Alchemist, we actually made Fauci the alchemist.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, so, and he wouldn't be an armorer, so it just makes more sense, battlesmith. Alright, and plus, he gets a little robot guy. Alright, tool proficiency. So now we get to choose more artisan tools. Um, so the same thing all over again. Brewers, calligraphers, carpenters, cartographers.
We already got Smith Stewards.
Yeah, and he is a
Okay.
battlesmith, so
Yeah.
cartographer,
Sure.
because they did have to know where those U-boats were.
Excuse me.
Which reminds me, is the U-boat open for visits at the museum?
You can poke your head in.
You can poke your head in. I
There
don't
is,
foresee that leading to a problem.
uh, yes.
Yeah.
We are
To give
doing
you a
virtual tours on the weekends, Saturdays and
okay.
Sundays.
To give you
Uh,
all background, the museum that Nate works at is the only museum in America that has a successfully captured U-505 that was captured by the Americans. So it is a submarine that was actually in battle, and the sucker is like 70 plus years old. And
it's
you would
81
not.
years old this year.
81. Okay, so it's 81.
81, yep.
And
Built in
you would not
1940.
believe how many people, and they're usually Y chromosome carriers of a particular persuasion, who will go onto this 81-year-old piece of machinery that is only, what, one of five or six that exists in the world. Yes, one of five in the world, and the only one successfully captured by the Americans, and grab hold onto this machine and tug and pull at things. And you have to continually say to them, please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. And they just don't. And it's like, are you out of your mind? It's
White dudes.
it is okay. Again, I like reading about World War II history. Blame the History Channel. I mean, that's all they pretty much play on the History Channel, besides Vikings. Um, but yeah, it just it boggles the mind. And yet, I'm guessing that the very same people who I was saying, please don't touch that, please don't touch that, please don't touch that, were also the very same people who were like, you're making me mad because now I can't do what I want to do anymore. Well, yeah, okay, get over it. All right, I'm
Yeah.
off my soapbox, but I will be back. I'll be
Don't
back.
overthrow the government.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Maybe don't burn down the Capitol.
I
Like,
know, right?
ugh.
But no,
Anyway.
those were tourists. Those were tourists.
Sure.
Yeah, they were just taking a tour. Come on now,
Mm-hmm.
Nate. Seriously. All right, you ready to do some ability scores?
Yes. You want to
Okay.
roll, I take it.
No, 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 no. We're gonna do
Really?
point by. Yes.
Okay.
That tells you how much I really like Alan Turing.
Okay.
All right. So
So,
intelligence. Yeah.
yeah, intelligence, I would say like probably 15.
Oh yeah. Okay. Uh,
Um,
strength and charisma, we don't really have to worry too much about. It's the others that we have to worry about.
Dex and con.
Right. So he would be the person that would be, as we said, the one who would go through the entire shift without having to use coffee.
Sure.
He seems like that personality, based on Benedict Cumberbatch's really amazing performance. So 14 for that one.
14 for Dex, 14 for con,
Okay.
15
Then
for
that
int,
means then what?
15 for int.
Uh-huh.
Uh, how many do we have left?
You got 4 points left. So we can
With?
either make something a 12 or we can make two things a 10.
He's proficient in perception, so let's give him whiz, and then we'll keep strength and charisma at 8.
Okay. Benedict Cumberbatch is good at everything. Okay, so Benedict Cumberbatch, let me just tell you about why I love Benedict Cumberbatch. The first time I heard his name, I was like, who named their kid Benedict Cumberbatch? Then I saw him on that show Sherlock with Martin Freeman, and I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. But that dude looks ugly and awkward as I don't know what. Then, funny thing happened in the Star Trek movie where he played Khan, and then the screen panned to him. I was like, dang,
He's hot and evil.
how you doing?
Yep.
Hey.
Mhm.
and then and then he did an article for, I want to say, Vogue, where he talked about how Sherlock would engage in carnal knowledge. And it blew the minds of so many people on social media. It was it was it was very descriptive. It was like
Yep.
reading it was like reading a Dr. Fauci romance novel. I
Mm.
yeah. Yeah, it was between a Dr. Fauci romance novel and 50 Shades of Grey.
Whew.
That's yeah. Yes.
Was it hotter than
Okay.
50 Shades at least? Like,
Woo. Okay. All right. I need a second. Woo. Uh, light them if you got them. Ability score improvements. Let's just start going for. Okay, wait. Ooh. So he's already got a +2 for intelligence, so he's already at 17. So just three more until we get him to a 20.
sure. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm gonna have to watch a Benedict Cumberbatch movie. All right, and then next ability score improvement. One more for intelligence. Yep, and then Constitution next,
Uh,
or Dexterity.
what? He gets +1 dex, I think. So, dex is going to help with AC, but
Right.
hit points are always important. So, ugh.
But he's
um,
an artificer, so he's not the one that you send. Oh my gosh, August Osage County was so good. So good. So there's a story about Benedict Cumberbatch that that small town. He decided he was just going to go incognito and do like a Georgia accent or whatever the accent was for his character. He goes into this diner, sits down, and this guy sitting next to him is like, "Hey, aren't you that Sherlock fella?" Oh my gosh, yes. But not of course, Andrew. It's not an of course. So Connor Dex.
uh, let's do, let's do dex.
Dex? Alright.
Dex,
Alright.
dexterity.
We'll change your dexterity.
This is the dexterity.
Your dexterity is the best. I don't
Let's
know what
see
accent
what
I'm
we
doing.
have.
Alright, we did his description, so now all we have to do is just choose his equipment. See, it didn't take
Cool.
that long, Nate. It only took us, what, an hour
An,
to create
an
this
hour?
class up to a level 8? I mean, oh, crap. Wait a second. We forgot something. We have spells.
What did we forget? Hold
We
on, what?
forgot
Oh,
spells.
spells. Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. He gets 2 cantrips and 9 prepared spells. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Let's do the cantrips.
Huh.
It's two cantrips.
Cool.
Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. Spare the dying
One
as
of the
well as
spells should
cantrips?
certainly be healing word.
Okay. I
That's
didn't know he could
spells, but
spare
let
the
me
dying as a cantrip.
acid slash guidance.
Guidance?
Guidance is
Okay.
good. Mage hand. Although mending would probably be good for an artificer.
Okay. Mending.
Uh,
There you go. Alright, so
cool.
those are his two cantrips. Next are his spells. So, first level. Here we go.
Uh, Healing word.
He has Cure Wounds
Cure
and Healing
wounds.
Word at level 1.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, cure wounds for sure.
Okay.
Um,
Detect Magic.
detect magic.
I know that you have Featherfall.
I'm okay with Featherfall. Yeah,
Okay.
I like having a panic button.
Okay. Uh, Alright, let me add in level 2 spells so we can keep going through this. Because we've got 6 more to choose.
Cool.
Oh my gosh. I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting just how intense Artificer is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want me to friggin' remind you next time? Maybe I should
You're going to
remind you next time.
you're okay, you reminded me this time and I still insisted on it. So, what does that tell you, Nate? You've known me now for how long? How long? How long in real life? Do I ever listen?
What?
Do I ever
Hmm?
listen?
What?
Oh my god, look at you. You've grown a beard.
My God, you're okay.
Okay,
It
let's get back
distracts
to
from the
this.
now, darling.
Oh
Uh,
my gosh. Okay, somebody said something that just made you go, oh no, that's horrible. Remember when Edna says, I never think about the past, I just look at the future?
mm,
Remember when she told him she was never going to give him a super suit with capes?
no
Someone
tips.
pointed out, right, someone pointed out that each of those super suits that she had designed the cape. So her design wound up getting several superheroes killed. Right. And so when she says, I'm never looking in the past, it's because she doesn't want to remember. Someone said that she doesn't want to remember that her designs wound up killing some people.
This is a Pixar. This is for children. Like,
Pixar goes deep. Have you
yes,
seen their shorts?
yes.
Oh my gosh. They did one. Oh my gosh. They did one where it was called Float, and it's about a single father whose son can float, and so he tries to hide his child from the rest of the world so that no one sees that his son is different. And the only line that is spoken in this short is, why can't you just be like everybody else? Yeah,
Mm.
yes. Pixar deals with some serious, serious stuff. Oh my gosh. I just got sad now.
Mm.
Just 5 minutes ago, I was at 50 Shades of Grey, and now I'm just like, I just want to go and crawl into a corner somewhere.
Yeah,
Uh,
I got some birthday cake waiting for me out there. It's not my birthday. It's Blaine's birthday.
I'm gonna
But
go have to go get the frozen chocolate supply.
mm,
Okay, let's finish Alan Turing, who committed suicide, by the way. Jesus.
yeah, at the age of 42,
Oh my
after
gosh.
World War II.
Yeah.
God damn it. All right. How about aid, invisibility?
Aid invisibility. Okay. Aid. Ah, crap. Invisibility. All
Um,
right.
blur,
Blur. Okay. Yep.
web.
Web. Yep.
How many
Spider
other second
climb.
level spells do we have? Spider climb. Cool.
Let's see how. Yeah. Let's see how many we have left. We have two more.
Oh shit.
Spider climb is awesome. I am
Yeah.
jealous that one of our characters, I think she has spider climb.
She has boots of spider climb,
Okay, that's what she has.
so
Okay.
she can just like see that wall, walk straight up it.
Yep.
um,
What about
revivify. Hmm?
revivify? Okay. Hold on. I don't think we have revivify. Hold on.
That's third level. Sorry.
Okay. Nope, we don't have it.
Okay.
All right. We need one more, or we can just do it later. Expeditious retreat. Hello, what is that? This spell allows you to move at an incredible pace. Quickly, quickly, everyone, let us
That's
retreat.
a get the hell out. Yeah.
Yeah, I know somebody who could have used expeditious retreat that I should not speak of. All right, let's go to equipment now. You ready for equipment?
Cool. Yeah.
I think that we just depressed our audience. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Oh, all right. Add items.
What's your starting equipment?
Uh,
Artificer.
so, uh, oh, well, okay. Also, we have a gnome too.
Yeah.
So, but I guess we can give our gnome medium armor, so maybe like hide.
He can wear like a breastplate or something. I think medium armor. Yeah.
Right, but hide is a medium armor. Plus, I'm thinking about we don't want our little gnome going clinkety clink 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 clink.
Oh, sure. There's certain medium armor that you don't get disadvantage on stealth.
Uh, this crude armor consists of thick furs and pelts. It is commonly worn by barbarian tribes, evil humanoids, and other folk who lack access to the tools and materials needed to create better armor. Okay, so then no. Um,
Medium armor. Yeah, a breastplate. He does not get.
breastplate.
He does not get disadvantage.
Okay,
So,
all right. So breastplate it shall be. And then what do you want our gnome to have?
uh, for weapons, any two
An
simple weapons.
antimatter rifle
That sounds
and a
good.
blunderbuss. Oh,
DM dependent,
wait,
probably.
can we?
I'm not your DM.
No, but you're my partner in crime. Can we either an
Sure.
antimatter rifle or the blunderbuss?
Antimatter rifle.
Thank you, Nate. Oh my
There's
gosh,
an
what is some
optional
bad
rule.
news?
Firearm
Arms?
proficiency.
Oh my gosh.
That is
That is.
a. I think that's a thing from the Critical Role show.
Okay.
There's a one of the characters has I think has a gun named Bad News. I think that's true. I don't know. I
Okay.
don't watch that.
Okay.
I should.
Yeah. There are so many shows I really should be
There's a
watching right
lot.
now. There are a lot of shows I should be watching right
Let's
now that
see
I
what we
just
know.
haven't been. Cause like by the time I get home, I'm just like, ugh. Okay, it's still
Hmm.
spinning on my end. Hold on. I would also like to say this is our longest Twitch show that we've done.
Yeah.
We didn't even take with Dr. Fauci. Okay, let's see here. A +3 on initiative. Oh, I didn't put our guy in their armor. Hold on a second.
Got to equip him.
Yep. Now we're up to a 16. There we go.
Cool.
We're up to 16. 59 hit points. Let's see. Passive investigation, passive intelligence is an 18. History is a +8. Investigation's a +8. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, strength and charisma we knew were going to be low. The antimatter rifle has a range of 120 feet. Let's
We
see.
get an extra cantrip too.
We've got cure wounds, detect magic. We've got shield, so we can actually add a little bit more for
Yeah.
protection.
+5 to hit. They're
Oh,
+5 for AC.
yeah. Not too bad.
Yeah.
We've
A lot of
got some nice
protection.
spells here.
Sneaky stuff. Not terribly offensive, but he's got the antimatter rifle. So,
Right. That's basically, I'm
um,
thinking that that's what he would use if he just really had to. Nature
hmm
is a +5. Religion's a +5. Uh,
yeah,
yeah.
solid build.
Yep. Firearms, optional rule at DM discretion.
So do it
Yay!
and then be like, "Hey DM, I made this. What do you think?" And then cross your fingers and toes. Uh,
well, well, our DM, my character has firearms, so my DM, uh, yeah, our DM would totally allow that. Oh my gosh. Okay.
all
That
right,
yeah.
there's Alan
Next time,
Turing.
next time you tell me that Artificer is going to be long, show me this video.
Okay.
Because
Oh, hour and 10 minutes of it.
I don't remember Dr. Fauci being this long, and I think we made Fauci like a level 20, didn't we?
Yeah.
So how did? Oh, now I remember why Dr. Fauci went so fast. It just felt like it was fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just felt like it because it was fun.
I I read excerpts.
Yes, you did. Yes, I blocked it out. Of course, I blocked it out. You only remember the good times. You
Hmm.
only remember the good times. You know, like the battle that I had with Andrew. He had his squirrels and I had my chickens, and I won because chickens always win. So real quick, as we said at the top of this, Nate and I are going to take a break and reassess how we want to do the show because life is changing and transforming. It's summertime, so more hours at the job and also more hours with your family and loved ones. Nate is an actual adult, and so he does adult things, and I'm just that person who needs, constant adult supervision. So there you go. This
Hmm.
works perfectly. So Nate and I will keep everybody updated on when we will be back. It'll probably be back in like a week or two. So Twitch is going to go on vacation mode as well as YouTube. The world is never going to be back to normal. It's always going to be something different because apparently, um, yeah, it keeps transmuting. So we don't know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. But I think of it sort of like I think it follows kind of the paths of a flu. it gets worse in the winter than it is in the summer kind of situations. I don't know. I'm not Dr. Fauci. I'm just going to listen to Dr. Fauci because Dr. Fauci is a hot 70-year-old man. So, yeah, whatever he says, that's what I'm going to do. All right. So, thank you all for joining us, and we will be back soon. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.